London with the one and only Rupert Bell, the man, the myth, the legend, and the booze hound.
Hello. That was quite an introduction, but the most important thing is, last time we were here, they've decided to put us on this very salubrious leather chair this week, haven't they? It's very comfortable. You look absolutely terrified sitting next to me, but I trust me, I've got my pint. It feels it's early enough or late enough to have my first sip. So
Well, you know why you've deserved this? It's
why?
because it's been a tough week for us.
Wait, can I say it's been a tough week getting over discovering what Kim Kardashian has been selling, which certainly brought tears to my eyes when I discovered what it was.
Well, I'm sorry that I brought that to your attention,
Yeah.
but we have been pretty busy lately covering, and at one point he was in line. Well, he still is in line to this succession. Well, let's talk about what we've been covering over the last few days, which is the chaos around Prince Andrew.
Yes, and it's actually sad for the king and the rest of the family. Mm-hmm. I think we may have touched on it, but when you look, the king goes to see the Pope, and that is quite a symbolic occasion for the king. He's a man of deep faith, and to sort of have an audience with the Pope, it was significant, yet it got drowned by everything that has surrounded Prince Andrew. Now, as you know, I've known him since I went to prep school with him, so I know what he's about. And unfortunately, he has created the problem. It's no one else's fault but him that his association and his sense of entitlement has put the royal family in a very difficult position, and I feel for them. And William must be, he's losing quite a lot of hair. He's probably losing even more trying to deal with it at the moment. And I just feel that Andrew's got to find a way of putting up and shutting up for the sake of the royal family, because we've even seen, this sort of dissatisfaction. We saw boos, the odd boo for the king the other day. It is tarnishing the royal family at the moment, and every revelation that comes out, and I think it's sad for the royal family that they're having to battle this, but when you look at it, it's the Queen protected him.
Yes.
Now the gloves are off. The rest of the family are saying, come on.
Oh, well,
but unfortunately, he doesn't do come on. He doesn't want to, he thinks he's entitled to everything.
So I'm kind of with you, where I feel like the royal family is navigating a very difficult situation, so I'm not being critical of the royal family, and I feel like it should have been handled years ago. What do you say to the critics that say the king isn't being harsh enough right now?
Because he's his brother. You imagine, you have to take the reality of the situation. Now, back in the day, he'd have probably been put into the Tower of London.
Ooh.
Right? Back in the real day.
Yeah.
And hold up. The royal family wouldn't have said, right, you're tarnishing the reputation, get out. And it was if you look through history, wasn't beyond the wit of man that might have happened. Okay, we're talking sort of 13th, 14th
mysteriously disappears.
Yeah, 13th, 14th century. But right now, the king. It's his younger brother. You have to then put the human element into it and say, well, this is my brother. And somehow, blood is thicker than water. So therefore, that also creates part of the problem. The loyalty to his mother, who did protect Andrew. And the king is saying, right, maybe he will finally see sense. But unfortunately, he does not know how to see sense.
Right.
And that has created the problem. Yes, you're probably right. If the royal family had got a grip with him, but he's always protested his innocence.
Yes.
And that's the thing.
And that we would defend him. We would defend him saying, he says that he never even met this girl. But at a point, we have a hard time, because it jeopardizes our credibility when you see emails that he sent to Jeffrey Epstein weeks and months after he tells the BBC on television that he severed all ties with the man. So then all of a sudden we don't want to put ourselves out there and defend him, because we realize that it's jeopardizing our credibility.
Here's the thing. In many ways, if he had a lot of friends, people will be putting themselves above the parapet and defending him. What you're actually seeing is a huge amount of stony silence.
That's a
and
good
that
point.
actually probably reflects the lack of, that he doesn't have a big pool of friends, because people know him from what he is, self-entitled member of the royal family who thinks he's above the law in all aspects. And that's the frustrating thing. Where will he end up? Should he end up in Frogmore Cottage?
No, I don't think he should be anywhere near Windsor. I think he's a stain on the family, especially if we've covered over the last few months the idea of Prince William not only moving out of Adelaide Cottage over the next few days, but the fact that he wants to make this his home base. He wants Windsor to be that sanctuary for his family. He doesn't want to use Buckingham Palace. Kensington Palace perhaps will stay as an office space, but he wants Windsor to be this little sanctuary and safe space for his family to grow up. Can you do that having an uncle that attracts so much controversy in the same space?
Well, the controversy is not going away because you just feel there's going to be something else coming out.
Epstein documents haven't finished being leaked. We know that Virginia Giuffre actually gave an audible interview to her ghostwriter. Those tapes are secretly planted somewhere we don't know about. There have been claims that there are physical Epstein security tapes. Where are these? The emails just keep coming out of thin air, and it's like, again, be careful who you associate with, because the woman, Daphne, I apologize if I'm pronouncing her last name incorrectly, Barak, was like a dear friend of Fergie's, and she's the one that released the email, Supreme Friend, Fergie to Jeffrey Epstein, and then she got the other emails of Prince Andrew's. So you're right, it's a never-ending leak.
And then, okay, but what do they do about this problem? Where's he going to go? Now, if he sits in Frogmore Cottage, twiddling his thumbs, and then you've got the problem, what do you do about his ex-wife?
And the big headline on the Daily Mail today is that Fergie has nowhere to go. You talked about their lack of friendships. Well, that's another example.
And I feel, people say, well, what about Beatrice and Eugenie? Well, I know people, members of my family were at university, and they say, what a lovely, both of them are, and normal as they can be given the circumstances. And they sort of, we see pictures of them, for the 18th birthday of one of them, we've got Harvey Vines all appearing at Royal Lodge. I mean, it's not a great look.
No. And you are who you associate with, again.
And his problem is Andrew chasing money, trying to value, but they gave him the trade envoy job. A story, he was given the colonel of my ex-regiment, the Grenadier Guards, and almost probably to give himself something to do. This is the problem.
Yeah.
He is now 65. He's a year younger than me, but what's he going to do?
He's a year younger than you?
Yes.
You handsome fox.
Oh, it costs an awful lot of money.
I wanted to ask you.
I should go to California because everybody's this is what you see is what you get. These wrinkles are real. They're not.
No Botox for Rupert. Oh, really? You get Botox?
Oh, I've confessed all on Talk Sport before. Oh no, this is true.
What do you get? What do you get done, Rupert?
Yeah, well, a long time ago, but it's wearing off. No. I have had I'm going to admit it. I'm so cross with people who don't admit it. If you're going to do it, be proud.
Oh well, I would love to have liposuction, but I haven't had it. But I would love it, so I will tell you that.
Well, it's just a lot of information. Well, this is confessional. Forget Andrew. This is much more interesting. Liposuction, you don't want that.
I think I do.
Hey guys, who doesn't want energy, metabolic, immune, and skin support? Meet Peak, a luxury brand transforming wellness with the absolute best, rare, and precious plants, cutting-edge ingredients, and formulations rooted in traditional wisdom. Their science-backed botanicals, minerals, and supplements support sustained energy, metabolic function, immune health, and radiant skin, making it easy to live each day with vitality. One of their newest essentials, the Deep Hydration Protein Protocol is a two-part drinkable skincare system that keeps your body and skin hydrated while promoting better sleep, made without sugar, fillers, or artificial flavors, and crafted with natural ingredients for a clean, spa-like taste you can feel good about. Daily use supports hydration, glowing skin, improved sleep, and sustained energy. In the morning, I love BT Fountain. This is their beauty electrolyte. It helps hydrate from within, smooth skin, and gives me lasting energy. By the evening, though, I'm grabbing for the RE Fountain, the calming electrolyte. It contains a gentle form of magnesium that eases tension and helps me get deep, restful sleep without feeling groggy the next day. Wake up rested and stay hydrated all day. Get 20% off for life, a complimentary gift, and explore Peak's clean, pure ingredient products at peaklife.com/Kinsey. That's PIQUE life.com/Kinsey. This is hydration redefined. Try it and glow from the inside out. Now back to the show.
Let's get back to the program.
Where were we after the Botox interruption?
I want to ask you about never complain, never explain, because in this particular scenario, is it backfiring on the royal family? Because I remember saying that it was potentially hurting the royal family at the beginning of the Harry and Meghan drama, immediately post Oprah Winfrey, and Prince William almost crossed the line of what we normally see. A reporter yells out, "Are you racist?" We're very much not a racist family. So we did get that. We got recollections may vary. So we did get a few sound bites from them, but I remember thinking they should elaborate on the fact that they're not racist, because I thought that Meghan's accusations were so damaging during the Oprah Winfrey interview. Now, they did stay quiet, and I felt like it benefited them because we slowly watched Harry and Meghan's story unravel, and we saw that they were being dishonest in a lot of their accusations against the royals. Will we see something similar here, or are they, digging themselves a deeper hole by not speaking out and explaining some of the, just saying, no, we didn't protect him. The king could say, I didn't know. He lied to me too.
Well, I mean, you wouldn't know. You see, you probably don't know. If he's saying, I didn't do it, what do you do as your brother? Mm-hmm. Do you have to have complete faith in your brother? So that if you take away the royal connection, just move and say it was some other person, and someone, your younger brother, comes to you and says, found some headlines and absolutely denies it.
Yeah.
What do you do? Mm-hmm. That is what it comes down to. And he may be king, but that's why he's now got to somehow divorce himself from the family side and say, what's best for the firm? And that's the hard part. And this is what you've seen over the years, protecting the firm. Now, it's not straightforward, because obviously people might be saying the financial arrangements with Royal Lodge. But the reason they say he played a peppercorn rent is because he put about 8 million of his money into the house, and that would justify. And I worked out the figure, or actually my wife did, because I can't do maths. It took me 6 times to get my maths O level, so that shows you. So my wife is good with figures. Anyway, she worked it out that if you said a 75 lease, it works out at about £115,000 a year. If you imagine, that's what it works out that he's put into it. Now, if you're renting out a 4-bedroom flat in or house in Knightsbridge, is about £15,000 to £20,000 a month. So he's actually getting a 30-bedroom place. If you think if he's paying 110,000, divide that by 12, comes to about £10,000. Mm-hmm. He's paid £10,000 rent over 75 years. That's what he's done. So actually, he's getting it cheap.
Yeah. For the 30-bedroom.
Yeah, for a 30-bedroom
lodge.
So actually, it's not a commercial rent. If we believe the figures. So therein lies the problem, and he's paying a peppercorn rent. And that's what's alienating people as well, because he's getting away with it, it would seem. But then at the same time, he does protest his innocence. Mm-hmm. So it's a huge problem.
But we know that, so my issue with it is...
I've just noticed your Union Jack.
Fingernails. I'm committed to it.
Yeah.
I feel like, okay, you tell me you had no relationship with Virginia. The book came out. What a nightmare! I mean, just a storm of this between the leaked emails and the book. but we've caught you in a lie about your relationship with Jeffrey Epstein. And to me, that relationship within itself is enough for the royal family to completely exile him.
Well, that's what they're trying to do, because they're saying, look, you said, didn't he say in the interview, I should never have seen him, that walk in New York?
Yeah, he went to New York to break up with his friend.
Well, why even go and see him?
And stayed 4 days after that. There was an event at... They had a party at Epstein's house while he was there. I mean, I'm not saying it was like a naked party, but there was some sort of a party while he was with Jeffrey Epstein on his breakup trip. Then he emails him, weeks later and talking about how they need to play together again soon. So, I mean, it's such a poor reflection on his moral compass.
Well, I don't think he has one.
Well, yeah.
Okay, that's his problem.
And have I told you the story that Andrew Morton told me, that he was at an event with a friend of Prince Andrew's. He found the one. And so the friend of Prince Andrew's, they go outside so they can call Andrew. And this is after Diana, her true story. And he says, hey, I'm here with Andrew Morton. And he said that Prince Andrew immediately hung up on him, didn't even tell him goodbye, and never took his calls again. And so Andrew Morton's point is Prince Andrew acted as if it was some, he had some gentleman's agreement with Epstein, so he had to formally go break up with him because that was the appropriate thing to do. And meanwhile, Andrew Morton is like, I've literally watched him ghost people,
Well, and Andrew is a ghoster.
Yeah.
So I'm not surprised. I mean, I'm not surprised, and I think probably William is at his complete wit's end now, because this, it's half term now, I imagine, and it's quite a big deal, aren't they? Moving into Forest Lodge.
I think they want to be there by November 5th. Yeah.
Well, see, they'll be going back to school, so it's half term week, presumably. I probably had 2 weeks half term, so they're moving into what is going to be their forever home. So it should be a time for moving forward after what has been a turbulent 18 months just from a family perspective. But then all this other stuff going on. You've got Andrew, you've got Harry and Meghan doing stuff. I mean, it's a pretty dysfunctional family. It's
the truth.
And I know all families can be dysfunctional. There's always,
But we just don't have the resources to bury our dysfunction the way that the royal family seems to.
Well, unfortunately, that dysfunction is there for all to see, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I don't know a lot. I mean, the Virginia accusations, they died down for a little while, and I don't know how they kept it as quiet as they did, but they have just gotten increasingly worse. Like, why do I need to know that he liked your feet? Well, I didn't need to know that.
Well, I think when you think Sadie went because she committed suicide.
She did.
And then the books come out, you almost feel like, well, we did our bit, and obviously there was a 12 million alleged, well, the payment, wasn't it 12 million? And then you see all the jokes now about saying, I'm paying someone 12 million for someone I've never met. Mm-hmm. You go.
How important was the Queen's Platinum Jubilee that you would pay? Yeah. I mean, you would pay that much because you wanted the Queen to have a positive Platinum Jubilee. It's hard
this is
to
where
process.
they've got themselves into
a pickle.
That's exactly the phrase I was going to use. They have got themselves in a bit of a pickle. You're developing good English phrases now.
Thanks.
And my wife made a lot of dill pickle this year. Anyway, we
I wonder if that's a double entendre.
Yeah, but we digress. But I think that's the problem for the royal family. Ever since that, they needed to be strong in day one. From that horrendous interview, they needed to say, right, Andrew, off you go. Mm-hmm. This is your show. This is your cock-up.
Yeah.
You deal with it. Unfortunately, the Queen couldn't bring herself to do it. Remember, she was in her mid to late 90s.
She just lost her husband.
And so everything was a absolute, trauma for her. She obviously was getting increasingly frail and ill, as you would expect for someone in her 90s. Didn't have the sort of strength and probably just wanted it to go away.
How much of that, us watching all of these horrific experiences that the royal family is suffering on a personal level, the loss of Prince Philip, the Queen frail, inevitably passing away, Fergie's breast cancer, the king going in for was it just a surgery initially, and then we found out he had the king and Catherine went in for something completely different. Turns out they both had cancer within a month's time.
Yep.
Don't you sit back and think to yourself, what a different world Harry and Meghan could be living in had they not attacked the royal family? Because based on all we just mentioned, their actions look like a pile-on.
Oh, Meghan and Harry, they could have had, the world would have been theirs if they'd stuck it out.
Not even if they stuck it out. Move to America and don't say anything negative about your former employers.
Well, one half of the Meghan and Harry team doesn't know how not to do that.
Right.
And then the other one, unfortunately, sometimes doesn't have the brains of an archbishop to know that he shouldn't. And I think that's the problem. Mm-hmm. They need to learn to put up and shut up. Mm-hmm. And that would be better for them. And not keep sort of trying to make sly digs here and trying to make themselves...
Meghan was healing. She tells Fortune magazine she was healing.
Oh, goodness me, that Fortune thing when she was in New York. I mean...
Washington, yeah.
I got it wrong last week. I've got it, it's traumatic.
Well, she's a jet setter.
And it's such baloney. Because if you look through, it's so shallow.
Q4. Q4, like all the hip lingo.
And then the sort of look away. I mean, I'm not trying to impersonate Meghan because but it's just horrendous and sort of trying to look as if she is the great intellect, the saviour of people's humanity and the way they should live their lives.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what? There are more worthy women that had to say that had never saw their children, never got to kiss their children goodnight, had to sacrifice relationships with important people like their families because they were running around trying to make their business work. And there's Meghan Markle, voluntarily cutting off her family, utilizing her husband's family to elevate herself. She's been handed everything to her. It's like, I don't need guidance from you. I mean, how to marry a rich guy, I guess, and I'll take that.
And then she's turning up at a book launch somewhere the other day. What was that thing? That speech?
Hijacking her friend's book launch, at Godmother's, and it's around Santa Barbara and Montecito.
What is that? It's just as a bookshop.
It's a bookshop that for $200 a month, their membership, you can go upstairs to the private lounge where you can relax in the bookstore. But her friend since college was launching a book, and Meghan basically hijacked the entire sit down to talk about opening the door barefoot so that you aren't intimidated by her when you show up at her house. And here's a hack. This is so you. If you're going to have people over the next night, you can save time by putting the mugs out the night before.
Oh, please. I want to be sick. What? You save time. No, I'll tell you what, okay, I always seem to end up telling family secrets. My wife's quite uber organised. She likes laying the table the day before. Get that out the way, done, so she can concentrate on the cooking because she knows I'm useless, right? I am a sous chef from hell, right? But she's quite organised in that. But it's such, life is common sense. To think, I'm sorry, just... Did you say her idea of planning for a party is to put the mugs or people are coming around, is have them out?
Yeah.
I mean, how hard is it to go to a cupboard and say, oh, there's 4 of you. Oh, after the cups are in there. Can you get them?
Yeah.
Oh, can I say the word?
I mean, I think so. It's just, but it's like this was for her friend's book about entertaining, and Meghan's, inserting her own
So her
hats.
idea is that you just put the mugs out before people arrive.
Yes.
Oh, please. And she thinks that is wisdom.
Yeah, well, she also said, and I thought this idea was kind of cute, I'm going to be honest. We can't just slam her all the time. She talked about, and I know somebody will criticize me in the comments for this, but I liked the idea of the healing blanket. She said
Sorry.
She said
we get on well, but you may start to lose me here. A healing blanket.
A healing. So when Archie or Lily don't feel good, her and Harry will say, "Oh, should I go get the healing blanket?" And it's like probably a weighted blanket or something. I can't remember what she said, but it's a blanket that they snuggle the kids in, so the kids feel like they're like
Every family
getting better.
Every family has something, that. So if you a comfort something for your children, they call it a healing blanket.
Yeah.
We see only in California.
Only in California. That's right.
I mean, I don't know. I haven't heard of a healing blanket in this country. People have things that,
You're right, like a stuffy.
Or stuffy, or a stuffy, or there's a sort of favoured.
I have healing carbs.
What?
Healing carbs.
Healing. What are they?
Bread.
Healing carbs. Right. So bread is your comfort food.
Yeah.
So you and what type of bread do you like?
I don't know. All of it.
Well, so you will just go. There's a lovely something panini, and then you say,
gosh, I love a good panini. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
So healing carbs. You see, it's never dull. You always leave me confused about Californian speak.
Well, at least I'm not talking about Kim Kardashian.
Well, no, that's left me traumatized. But anyway, move on. So healing, I get all that. But a healing blanket, it's just, does she think she's the best mother? And then, here's the thing. You know that Instagram of them Halloweening?
Yeah,
They
Halloween.
must have been a film crew following her around.
Well, no, because I think that it looks like Marcus Anderson is her friend from Soho House. It looks like he's cutting the pumpkins with them, and we know Doria was there, and they're not in all of the shots. So perhaps Marcus and Doria were filming.
And then they've gone to an editing suite to put it together.
Well, I could do it on my phone. It's called InShot. It's an app.
Sorry, is it? Oh, right.
Yeah.
Fine.
So I feel like
right. You've lost me. You've lost me. Yeah.
I think that's what Meghan
But it looks
sits around
quite
doing.
sort of glossy, and as if it's been given the full treatment.
I think that's Meghan's, MO these days.
But again, it looked fake.
Yeah, I did.
It just, if you're going to a pump, look, I know.
Do you think we'll get like a Halloween picture where the kids are in masks?
Well, I don't know, but Halloween now is, we normally November, remember the 5th of November, which was about the Guy Fawkes plot. That used to be our big celebration, but unfortunately we've had a big Americanization, and now pumpkins and Halloween has taken over.
I love it.
Well, I know you're American, so there's every chance that you're going to love it. And look, and I have done the Halloween experience with my youngest son.
Yeah.
I've gone round and drunk apple cider, which is non-alcoholic, which is when you take the children around, and then the children knock on the door and it's trick-or-treating, and it's all quite sweet. And I won't bar humbug it, right? Okay, so I get it. But we have taken over. And so I see places now growing pumpkins just so they can cut into them. Actually, we have a food crisis. I actually think we should be growing pumpkins just to eat,
this
not
is the most
to cut them in.
Geriatric fight we've ever had. We should be eating the pumpkins.
We should be eating the pumpkins, right? Because you cut them up, and then what do you do with them?
Well, then the squirrels eat them.
Don't talk to me about squirrels, because then we'll be on to my crisis that I've had all summer with in my vegetable patch.
Well, I feel like we should just segue into it. I don't want to miss this opportunity.
Have we done enough, Meghan? Where are we going to get? What are we going to see next week, Meghan? What will she have revealed about her life now that is going to be so captivating?
Well, hold on. You tell your squirrel story. I'm going to look up on her
you
Instagram.
go look and see if it's been revealed. But my squirrel story, my vegetable patch, I grew a whole lot of, tried to grow onions.
Yeah. Sweet
corn, which I, corn on the cob, love. But unfortunately, some pesky grey squirrels. It was like having they went with a chainsaw, these grey squirrels, and just ate everything and left my runner beans, everything was left as if someone had gone in with a chainsaw. Grey squirrels are, to me,
your enemy.
They are enemy to a gardener.
So how long did you walk away that they did all of this destruction?
No, because they go at night. Grey squirrels are all over. I live in the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah, with Ellen DeGeneres.
So therefore, not quite near. 30 miles away from Ellen DeGeneres and various other people. But at the same time, they just attacked my vegetable patch with a vengeance. But I'm not standing sentinel at 3 o'clock in the morning
Like with a rifle?
with a rifle to shoot the little pesky critters. But I wouldn't do that. But it was traumatic. So I never got.
Why doesn't your cat go after them?
Well, squirrels can. They shift. I've got cat. Look, yesterday, trauma in the house. I was doing a bit of domestic duties because I'd been told to, and I'm clearing a cushion. And I'm going to tell you what happened to me yesterday. And you would have leapt. I picked up the cushion from here, and underneath there was a mouse.
No!
Alive.
No, alive.
Alive.
I would die.
Alive. I know you would. And then luckily I had a duster with me, and I grabbed it. I didn't kill the thing.
Thank you.
I put him back outside.
Okay, good.
For Percy the cat might be going to get him for dinner tonight, but I put up, but that made me leap out.
Oh my gosh.
And you wouldn't have liked it.
No.
Okay.
No.
So that's trauma in the Bell household yesterday, was the pesky mice in the sitting room. Anyway, but the grey squirrels are the
ultimate enemy.
They are my bête noire. Okay.
Well, we're going to send our deepest, condolences to
The grey squirrel.
Your vegetable.
Well,
garden.
I am trimming my dahlias this week,
Okay.
and I've got manure being delivered so I can bed them down for the year, and then my dahlias are. It's quite early, but anyway, can we get back to the royal family?
I feel like you should send us pictures. Send us pictures so that we can, as you're talking.
Well, the end
about
of the year, my dahlias, my aubergines in my greenhouse, they haven't been that good.
Yeah.
Peppers have been amazing.
Okay. All
Peppers have been good, and cucumbers. My wife has my fridge is quite big, but I can't put anything into it because my wife has gone pickle crazy. Because she found an amazing woman who I can't remember on YouTube.
Yeah.
Who opens up her thing. It's quite sweet.
Is it Meghan Markle?
No, it's not Meghan Markle. There's an American lady who is the pickle queen, and she says, "My sweet friends," and then she does this amazing thing, which I don't think she quite understands. She likes a firm English cucumber. And that's the phrase she used.
So do I, gentlemen.
Okay? So, anyway, we leave it there. But she says, I don't think she has any idea of the connotations of saying that.
Well,
anyway, I think I better have another drink.
We will tell her. All right, well, let's get into more of these royal stories. You'd mentioned this earlier, and you were like, but wait, let's talk about it on camera, and you're so right. Emily Robertson, Meghan and Harry's communications director, because they need a communications director, left her role some weeks ago, according to a report. She resigned after just 3 months on the job, and you were saying to me, how do they burn through so many people?
Well, 3 months. I mean, that is short by any standard.
Wait, Prince Harry remember Prince Harry recently had a man that went to work for him, and he only lasted 3 months too. Do you remember that guy? I'm so sorry I don't remember his name.
But it just shows you, this person who was trumpeted in 3 months ago was going to be the best thing since sliced bread.
They stole her from Netflix.
Yeah, and she's walked away. Mm-hmm. And that tells you, if you're losing that many, you get them to come along, and then if you suddenly within 3 months have gone, I've tried. And that's what I think's happened. She tried, but Meghan doesn't play a blind bit of notice to them. So you might as well not have them.
Right.
I mean, I know stories of when she was over here. She'd be told one thing and say, right, do this. And then the next morning, she would say, no, I'm not doing that. And it would drive people
bonkers.
And I'm afraid someone, probably a very intelligent woman, I don't know her, and her reputation must have been good, and not someone who I think would be a shrinking violet by all accounts, yet she has gone within 3 months. And you can paint it as saying, well, we've just decided to, come up with some, reevaluated what we were doing. But 3 months. Well,
let me tell you what Harry and Meghan said. They said that she was only hired on a temporary basis, which you question the idea of leaving a monster like Netflix. She was on some of the sexiest Netflix shows, so she had the bragging rights of sitting in a bar in Hollywood saying, oh yeah, I do PR for The Crown. To leave a job like that to go to work for Harry and Meghan on a temporary basis doesn't make sense resume-wise, doesn't make that, to how do you explain that to your next employer? So they said that she was hired to help with season 2 of With Love Meghan, or I think they just said With Love Meghan in general. So to that I would say, if that's the truth, then does it make you question the potential of a season 3 of With Love Meghan, on top of what Meghan says at the Fortune event in Washington, D.C., where she tries to blow past the question of season 3 and goes, well, I have a Christmas special.
Oh, let's hope there's not.
You,
I don't want to be seeing through another load.
you don't have to watch her put out 8 mugs.
I mean,
8 mugs the night before.
Oh, if that's going to be, with her best friend, in inverted commas, that she suddenly hasn't seen for 20 odd years.
Chrissy Teigen, yeah.
So, no, please God, Netflix, no. And now that's why she's saying, I'm going to do these 2-minute lifestyle videos.
Yeah, she's basically just saying, I'm going to create social media content.
Well, look, she's got X number of followers, so therefore it's getting to a market. And let's be honest, that's what you're trying to do. Not everybody is going, some people are going to appreciate putting mugs out the night before. But I'm not.
Yeah.
And I know I'm not the market. But let's be honest.
You talked pretty long about dill pickles, so I'm not saying you're not the market.
Yes, I'd rather let the side down here and go. But this lady is anonymous who does the dill pickles. She is, just someone who's gone to YouTube. My wife found this lady and does a proper job.
Yeah.
And they are delicious. So
Yeah.
I next week when we talk, I'll find out the name of the lady so we can give her a plug.
Okay.
But she's nothing special about her. Just unpretentious, enthusiastic. For Meghan, it's pretentious rubbish.
That is so true. There's like the pretentiousness of what she does, and the way that she thinks that everything she says is like she's saying it for the first time, like the mugs or the pretzels in the bag, and you're just like, oh my God.
I'm sorry. Most of life is common sense.
Yeah.
Right, isn't it? You've just, just get on with it. Just do what's, everyone's trying to find labour-saving things, but to elevate stuff. It's such codswallop.
Yeah.
I don't know what's in that beer, but it's really
You're
fine.
feeling it.
I'm feeling the heat, know. And it's just really salubrious. What you can't see is the cushions have been well lived in by the looks of things, but it's very comfortable.
I did look at the cushions and think, I wonder what celebrity butts have been in this seat.
Well, you and
Now
I.
it's Rupert Bell.
Well, anyway, it's lovely in here. But I mean, back to the publicist point, I would actually say that they've got a problem.
Yes.
And their bad publicity just seems to continue. They keep making mistakes. They think they're doing the right thing. But the reason they keep doing the wrong thing is because Meghan doesn't listen to anybody. This Emily presumably might have known what she was talking about. And if she'd just actually gone, listen, do as I say for
Go
once.
away for
but
a little
that's
while.
not going to happen. Meghan is convinced by her genius.
Oh my gosh, that's the truth. I apologize to the audience if they watched my conversation with the Dickie Arbiter and Hugo Vickers, but I would ask you about this because you knew Princess Diana. Patrick Jepson writes in his book about Diana that towards the end of their relationship professionally, he was kind of fed up with her because she believed her own hype. She believed her own publicity, and it changed her attitude. It changed the way she functioned, and it weakened their working relationship, his former press secretary. And sometimes when I watch Harry and Meghan, I think they believe their own positive headlines. They go to Us Weekly, they go to People magazine, they carefully curate this narrative, and then they believe it instead of realizing that, like, People magazine's just playing along because they like access to you.
Princess Diana was no mug. She knew the game, but she did. She knew how to manipulate the press in her favour. The famous black dress shot.
The revenge dress.
Absolutely out there, and she knew what she was doing. And but then again, she then got into a bit of a mess with her, getting involved with the fire. And obviously that ended in horrible tragedy. But she did
Now,
begin.
the Fayeds, who, speaking of Prince Andrew, the Fayeds, who we've just found out over the last 24 months, is accused of sexually assaulting his young female employees. I mean, if Diana were alive today, she would be dealing with the brunt of that relationship that she'd had with him.
And the problem is Dodi
Mohammed Sen,
was not, was rudderless. And Mohammed, because he was trying to protect himself, he was an establishment figure. And he thought he could buy his way into the establishment whilst carrying on, it would seem, in the most horrific fashion. I mean, the worst thing, going to Harrods back in the day when you saw the shrine.
Oh gosh, where they're like angels in heaven.
Oh, it's just that was. I mean, it was just sad and tragic.
It's tacky.
Horribly tacky. I mean, Harrods used to be, I'll show how naive I was back in the day. My first trip to London, I didn't know where to buy a newspaper, so I went to the 5th floor of Harrods because we had a flat nearby. Absolutely pathetic 18-year-old I was. But anyway, there we go.
I bet you felt cool, though.
Well, no, I didn't. I felt stupid because there must have been plenty of other places. So going up to but Harrods used to be considered, but now it's just basically a giant, seems to be a few bits of department, but endless restaurants and things. I haven't been in for a very long time.
It just looks, the last time I was here, I was in there and I was like, there are germs everywhere, lots of people.
But it's a destination.
No,
And I get that, but when
Not sponsored by Harrods, this video, by the way.
Well, no, we're not. No. But if you are available, Harrods, we won't complain. But it may be fantastic. But it used to be, the height of elegance. But Mohammed Al Fayed, he definitely made it tacky, that shrine. And then there was sort of, his face was on the sphinxes. Mm-hmm. I mean, it was so absolutely horrendous.
He just, his entire body rejected the rejection he felt. I mean, he lashed out so much because he felt rejected by society here, and Princess Diana was his way in, and that was such a huge win for him. And they didn't protect her. I mean, she also made some poor decisions. She should have been wearing her seatbelt, but she's gone now. Sorry to go back to Prince Andrew, but I do feel like one of the reasons that they would potentially protect Sarah Ferguson, why should she have her own home on the Windsor estate, is because she has a lot of secrets within that family, and Diana being one of them.
And I think that's part of the problem for the royal family. They don't want her to write a book because she's going to need the money. Mm-hmm. And
she's done it before. Remember, Diana stopped talking to her because she wrote that Diana's shoes gave her warts.
She wrote one in 1996. Then there was an update. I think she's
2011.
2011. So she's done her. And so now, this could be the next one, and she will need the money. And so some publishers...
And she has proven to be pretty shameless in the past.
Well, and she's a conundrum for them. And also, she is the mother of Beatrice and Eugenie, so she is, married into the royal family, okay, now divorced, but they've got a problem with her because we know she courts a lavish lifestyle and the money. And if someone comes along, and it would be quite a punchy advance fee, I would imagine, for her to dish the dirt on everything.
Yeah, but I feel like Diana is somewhere that she could really hurt them because it would really anger Prince William. Remember that at the time, Diana and Fergie were going to try to take down the monarchy by leaving both princes at the same time. They were planning on leaving Charles and Andrew, and it was going to shock the world. And it was a scheme that they were planning on the telephone every day. They got their astrologers involved. Fergie knows where the bodies are buried. She knows I'm sure that she knows of other flirtations or potential relationships, because we know Diana wasn't a saint. She saw other people too.
I know, I'm pretty sure over the years that's why they sort of put up with her and have allowed her to...
That's Fergie now, do you hear it?
Yeah.
She's mad at us.
Yeah, well, I don't really can hear the works going on, but for Fergie, the royal family have known that, because they know she knows everything about Andrew, so she could, if she wanted to, I don't know how much dirt she would want to, but she needs the money. So her history suggests she would take that money. So the royal family have a problem with her and have got to try and diffuse manage it, and it's not an easy one, and that's again an issue for them. And William has got this thinking, oh my, how do we solve the problem that is Andrew and Fergie, that
all of the adults around me created, and I'm having to step up and clean up their messes. I think the reason why I feel like she would go in the Diana direction is because Diana's not here. If she were to spill some embarrassing secrets about Diana is not here, where I do think she'd continue to protect Prince Andrew because he is the father of her children. And I don't know if she'd want to jeopardize her relationship with King Charles, but I don't think King Charles would mind. I mean, I don't know if he'd try to step in to protect Diana's legacy, but Diana's just gone. And so I feel like that's why I worry that she would say things that were not, wouldn't reflect positively on Diana.
Well, I mean, Diana was a very shrewd operator. So, she's been sort of, what's the word?
We've made her a saint.
You made her a saint. That's the best way of describing it. And actually, you've got to actually look at it. There are two sides to every coin. But ultimately, it was not a good time. The king did not cover himself in glory. And Diana was definitely, at times, made to feel that she was bigger almost than everyone else in the royal family, and she was a global superstar. And the royal family, that's why Catherine, when she's out and about, is seen as that Diana figure, because she brings a touch of...
Did you just hear that?
Why?
Meghan breaking plates in Montecito over that one comment.
No, I didn't see that one.
Catherine is the Diana figure. Meghan's like, no!
She is. We know that when she's out and about, the glamour. I don't know whether she's going, is she planning to go to South America for the Earthshot, to add a touch of glamour? Mm-hmm. I mean, with all due respect to William, I love what the Earthshot's about, but if she turns up, woof, everywhere. So that's what, and the royal family is short of that now. Mm-hmm. So we need her. Every time she's out and about now, everyone does say, and that's hard on her, given that she's... And mentally, she's got to put on that happy face and go out there, and if suddenly she's looked as if she's not quite right, then everyone's going to analyse. A nightmare, both mentally and physically for her. So I've got a lot of sympathy for her, but the royal family needs her out and about because she does bring that certain, the flashbulbs pop.
What about the story from Fox News? It says, following Prince Andrew's scandal, Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, are said to be quietly enforcing a strict zero-tolerance approach within the monarchy. Do you believe that Catherine would be invested in these types of conversations, that she would be in the room as they strategize? Because Valentine Lowe reported in an updated version of Courtiers that recollections may vary had Catherine's stamp of approval. There were debates about whether or not that would be in the release that reacted to Oprah's interview, and that it was Catherine that said, no, that should stay in. So do you imagine her sitting around strategizing with them going, no, that we've got to get Andrew as far away as possible?
Look, William and Catherine probably sit around, when they get to Forest Lodge, I'm sure it will exercise them. Because what do? It's dominating the story. Everywhere they go, it's Andrew this, Andrew that. How do we deal with it now? What about us?
Oh, you know what? Because I was just thinking, we totally glossed over that Prince and Princess of Jordan meeting with the Prince and Princess of Wales. I mean, blink and you'll miss it.
Oh no, I saw it and I blinked.
Yeah.
Because then every other story
these Andrew headlines are eating up any decency that the royal family's trying to punch out right now.
Any good story that's happened recently is disappeared in a blink of an eye because Andrew's dominating, and there's probably something going on with Meghan that keeps people exercised. Yet more, pictures of Well, I think we even nearly saw Archie, didn't we, in a picture recently? We might have seen the side on face, but normally he's running away from the camera.
Mom, leave me alone. Put your mugs away.
Yeah, please. Anyway, so he's always running away from the camera. I've never seen, he's quite quick too.
Got a little football player on our hands.
Anyway, talking about football, at least the one thing for Prince William, his team beat Manchester City at the weekend. And I'm sure he had fun on Sunday watching that.
Yeah, as much fun as you can have. Yeah.
Well, I had as much fun too, because obviously we share the football team, so we're delighted. So there's some good news. His football team are back on track. Okay,
well,
but otherwise the rest, and I hope
we're trying to end on a good note here.
Moving house is stressful, right?
Yeah, but we're happy that and they're going to have a really happy new life, right?
New home.
Football team won, new home. We're ending on a high note, right?
Yeah.
All right, agree with us, disagree with us, let us know in the comments below. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share this video with a friend. Rupert Bell, I hope that you conquer the squirrels.
No, I don't, because that means I'm an animal killer. I just don't want them back next year. Look, I've talked too much. I haven't even managed to finish my beer. How long have we spoken for? About an hour. That's the longest it's taken me to drink a pint.
Throw it back. The fans are... Oh, wow. College days. All right. Thanks, guys. Bye.